Hello people, boys and girls, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Sangamitra, welcoming you guys with all my heart one more time. So guys, today's session is going to be a little different from all the other sessions we have been having so far, because today I'm going to tell you guys some of the very common words which we use at work, and I'm going to tell you amazing alternates to those words, right? So when we're at work, we use some of these words every day with our colleagues, and it's pretty boring to use them, right? So without wasting much time, let's get straight to it. I'm going to tell you guys some of the words which we use every day, and I'm going to tell you some amazing alternates to them, right? So let's get started. The first word which we use a lot at work is okay, right? So the alternate which you can use to that is certainly, right? So we need to give the data by end of day today. Instead of saying okay, you can say certainly, right? So it sounds different, it sounds interesting, and you should definitely use it. The other word is you can use this complication. So instead of saying problem, so nobody likes the word problem, right? So what you can say instead of problem is you can say complications. There are a few complications to the approach we just took. There might be a few complications to the approach we just took. Instead of saying there are problems, you can always use complications, right? So the other word which you can use is sensational, right? So instead of saying sure, or that will be great, or it's amazing, which are pretty common words, you can say sensational. For example, if somebody says, I'm moving to the pantry right now and I'm gonna get a cup of coffee, should I get you one? You can say great, that would be sensational. So instead of saying great, that would be awesome, you can say that would be sensational, right? So moving on, the next word you can use is straightforward. So if somebody says it's a minor change, can we quickly do it, you can, instead of saying yeah, it's pretty easy, it could be done, you can say sure, it's pretty straightforward, right? So that's other word. So moving on, the next word which you can use is modify. So nobody likes the word change, right? So when you say change, it means a whole lot of different modifications or different things. It's like you're all changing the entire thing when you say the word change. So what you can say instead is modify. We might have to modify the approach we took because this is not as per the requirement, right? So it doesn't mean like you're changing the entire thing. It sounds positive, and you feel good when you say something like that. So change is something which is negative and nobody likes it, right? So moving on, the next word you can use is elaborate. So instead, if somebody's trying to explain you something and you're not able to understand, we always tend to say, can you come again, or what was that again? So instead of saying that, you can say, or you have difficulty understanding what they're saying, you can say, could you please elaborate it for me a little bit, right? So that sounds very professional, it sounds really nice, right? So moving on, let me tell you a few more of these words. What you can use, a word which people generally use is consequences. So nobody likes consequences, right? It's the outcome, which is generally a negative word. So what you can use instead is ramifications. We might have to think about the ramifications of taking this approach, guys. It might end up backfiring us, right? So instead of saying consequences, you can always say ramifications, right? Moving on, the next word is leverage. So leverage is advantage, perks of something, right? So people love the word leverage because it's a lot of advantages and it's very positive. So yeah, you can always say, if we include all these features in our ad or in our app, definitely we are going to leverage a lot of stuff which our other competitors don't, right? So which actually means that you are going to leverage, or you're going to get a lot of perks and advantages in the market if you actually include these features, right? So moving on, the next word which you can use is perplexing. So instead of saying I'm confused, or this feature is quite confusing, you can say this feature is quite perplexing, or I'm perplexed right now. Right? So instead of saying confused, when you say perplex, it sounds different, it sounds good, it actually shows you really stand out when you use words like this, right? So the last word which I'm going to tell you guys is very common we use is like. So like is like a filler these days, guys. We use it so much in a sentence. Sometimes we use like in a sentence more than 4 or 5 times, right? Which is not cool at all. So what you can say instead is such as, or for instance, right? So you might have to be a little bit careful with the client, like you might have to come early to office. So what you can say instead is you might have to handle the client in a careful manner. For instance, you might have to come to office on time. So instead of saying like, you can always say instance, or such as, right? So that's pretty much I had for today, guys. I thought I'll share it with you because I have a lot of friends who are currently working, and I thought it'd be pretty interesting to make a video on, some of the common words we keep using. I keep hearing them, and it's obvious you need to use them. So do use these alternates, guys, because you're gonna sound pretty cool when you use them. So let me know how you're liking my videos, or do leave a comment in the comment section. I'm gonna come up with more exciting stuff. Until next time, take care, stay safe, and shine bright.